I didn't do a Rants and Rambles last week because I didn't feel like I had much to say. I wasn't planning to do one this week, but I feel like you deserve to know what's going on. So, working on my autobiography, I'm more than halfway through. Not going to finish it by May. I did that weekend. I said I was going to do 25 pages. I only got to 12. But I later noticed that I deleted at least 2 pages worth of stuff. So, so technically I think that counts as 14 maybe. And also I've decided to do one more draft. Like, this draft I'm working on is supposed to be the final draft. But as soon as I get through that, I'm actually going to go through one more time, proofreading for grammatical errors and just deleting a lot of stuff. Because there's a lot of stuff that in this story, like, there are a lot of stories that I want to tell that don't actually have anything to do with this story. You know? Like, there are a lot of things that happened in my life that I love talking about, but it doesn't actually have anything to do with the story that this book is telling, because this book, when I start to think about it, it's the story of why I wrote this book. Like, I've already cut out just about everything regarding video games and sports, but there are still other little things here and there that, if I deleted this entire... There are 2 chapters that, if I deleted this entire thing, it really wouldn't make a difference. The story that I'm telling still doesn't change. So, I'm going to finish this draft, and then I'm going to save it as... I don't know what the literary term for this is, so I'm just going to say I'm going to save it as my director's cut, because this is the story that I wanted to tell. And then I'm going to do one more quick read-through, deleting a bunch of stuff and checking for, any last spelling, typos, and stuff I might have missed out on the last time. And then I'm going to release the book, probably June at the earliest, because at this rate, I'm probably going to finish this around my birthday, maybe. Maybe a little before, maybe a little after. Probably a little after if I had to guess, but yeah, and then I'm going to contact publishers. We're going to start looking at, I'm going to contact the publisher that I chose, tell them this is what I have and this is what I'd like to do, see what they can do for me, and then, I don't know how long the process will be for them, but once I've got all this shit set up, then I'm going to send it out, because I've already talked to a few different online people that I know. Some of them are actual friends. Some of them are just I'm a fan of theirs, and they're agreed to help me with this thing. So we'll see how many of them see it through. Part of it is it has technically been 2 years, so they might not remember that they said they do this. Or they might read my book and decide, okay, this sucks, I'm not giving you a free review, fuck you. But we'll see. So, it's getting closer to D-Day, and I am nervous as all fuck. Also, for those who care about sports, you should already know, huge San Antonio fan, born in San Antonio Spurs fan, born and raised here in San Antonio. My Spurs just lost in the playoffs today. I didn't get to see a single game because every single game was scheduled on the day that I work. I'm only able to sit and watch on Mondays and Tuesdays. Actually, no, I saw one game. One single game. Yeah, it was game 3. And that was a good game. But yeah, I'm not that worried because the team's in good shape. There's been so much going on these past 2 years. You've got legends retiring. You've got the whole Kawhi situation. So many pieces just moved around on the chessboard, and yet somehow, 48 wins. 2 years in a row, we have been struggling, and still finished with 48 wins. Still set a new record for consecutive years in the playoff. I bet there are a lot of teams that wish their struggles could look as good as our struggles. Plus, with the development of a young guy like White and the Pirtle, I'd never heard of Jakob Pirtle until he was on the team. And like that 9-game winning streak we went on, Pirtle and White were the starters. And then DeJounte should come back healthy next year, and hopefully with time together, the chemistry will improve. Aldridge and DeRozan will hopefully have learned how to play together. Not to mention all these new players who are new to the team, you're new to the league. Pop is learning how to use them. They're learning, just what he expects of them. So, with that, another year with a year of experience under their belt, next season, I feel like we can have a better shot of hitting the ground running. And the biggest issue is just playing more consistent. I think they have a shot to finish as a top 3 seed in the West next year. I try not to talk about sports on this channel, but it's something that I care about, so I felt like talking about it. You don't like it? Suck it. And I don't really have much else to say. Spurs lost, so I don't even care about the NBA anymore. I've legitimately never actually sat down and watched even a single game of the NBA Finals when the Spurs weren't playing. Don't get me wrong, I love basketball, but I love the Spurs more than I love basketball. So, Spurs are in the Finals, watching every single game. Anyone else, if there's nothing else on TV, I might turn it on. And I'm gonna walk on 2 new stories this weekend. Gonna take a mental break. I'm gonna take a fun break from work, because I'm working on the Autobiography, and one thing I've started doing that seems to work for me, because there have been times when I'll spend days on end just staring at his page, not knowing what to do. So what I've done instead is just to keep me moving and to keep the creativity flowing, just sit there and retype every single sentence. And when I do that, I'm noticing other things I wouldn't have thought of if I'm just staring at a page, skimming it. And so things end up getting deleted, rearranged, and whatnot. A lot of blah blahs going on. And so that's something I like. I think that's might be my new editing style from now on. At least for the time being, that's something that I'm trying. That it's worked better than the other stuff I've tried. If you have a better way to edit, let me know. Because editing is not fun. It's really not. So, and one thing that my counselor agreed with me on is that sometimes it's good to take a fun break. Just to free up your mind. Remind yourself why you like doing this, or at least you used to, before it actually became a job. So yeah, I've got 2 new stories. One of them is an anime, a sports anime, which I wasn't gonna work on it, but I had 2 days in a row I've had a dream about it, so I decided, I'm gonna work on that just a little bit, just type a quick treatment up, some character descriptions. I think it's a fun and interesting idea, so I'm gonna work on that. And then I've actually got a sports TV show, live action, hour-long drama about the NBA, which, I've got one about the NFL, which is 9 seasons long, and I've done a lot of work on that one. It's something I've done for 10 years now, because I started that when I was a teenager, and I'm turning 29 next month. Fucking hell. Where have all the years gone? Oh, yeah. Well, so yeah, I'm going to work on... That's a story that I'm actually combining 2 different stories into something new. And I actually went 5 years back from where the story was originally supposed to start. Because I felt like this was a more interesting story to tell, and this was a good start from here and expand into what I originally had in mind. Let's start with something small, simple, focusing on a specific individual on a specific team, and we grow from there. So yeah, I'm just gonna take some time to lay out some rough outlines for those. Some character descriptions, some basic overviews, and just have fun telling stories again. And then, you know, I'm gonna, after a couple of days just to do that, I'm gonna go back to working on my autobiography again. And we'll see. Like I said, at this pace, most likely I'll be finishing sometime around my birthday. We've got book one of Toxic done, where book two is currently being illustrated. No. Is it? Is it illustrated? No. Colored. Why is... Wait, what does illustrated? Illustrated just means drawn, right? So yeah, it's good. It's being colored. It's been drawn already. The colors are being filled in. I don't know why I just don't want to say the word colored. I feel like there's a better way to say it, but yeah, it's being colored in, so that should be done. I mean, so that might be done by June. I don't know if I'm gonna release some both at the same time. I mean, I might like release Toxic July, then I might like Toxic 1 month, Autobiography next month, Toxic 2 next month, and then like probably won't be done with Marins by then, but you can hope. No, we can't. We can't hope. It's not getting that far, but we're almost done with character description. Marins, we took a slight detour, fell behind schedule. She's having trouble understanding my vision. Like, the problem is, artistically, we are polar opposites. She basically can only draw what she sees. That seems to be, which is a problem because Marin is one of those examples of me drawing something because I've never seen it. I even when I'm taking just like everyday slice of life stories, I still don't want to do any real stuff based on like life that I've lived and other, shows I've seen and whatnot. That it's boring. It gets boring to keep running the exact same story over and over again. Like, I want to do something that I've never seen. Like, write a story that I want to see. Why would I want to see a story that I've already seen? I'm not the type to rewatch movies anymore, at least. As a kid, there were only so many VHSs that we had, and a lot of the same stuff just kept playing over and over again on TV. So yeah, you watched a lot of the same movies again and again, but nowadays, it's been a few years since I actually sat and rewatched a movie. I mean, like why I just chose to sit down and look at it again. There have been times where like, oh, Jurassic Park's on TV, sure, let's put it on. But maybe not actually paying as much attention to it because I'm working on something else. But yeah. Okay, turns out I did have some shit to say. Oh, fuck, I forgot something. But anyways, there was something that happened at work. This was months ago, and I never said anything, so I'm going to tell y'all just because I want to tell someone. I thought about telling my boss, but he doesn't seem to grasp the concept of power. Because he's in charge. He has the power to fire people. Yet he seems to think people are more afraid of me for some reason. Well, if you gave me permission to punch people in the face, you would be correct. But I don't have that right, so nobody listens to me. Yeah, I stopped telling my boss a lot of things because I've noticed he has this habit of saying, Nathan wants to know, or Nathan believes, Nathan would like to see, and I'm like, if they actually listened to what I have to say, I would have never told you in the first place. So yeah, can't go around their backs to complain anymore because he's telling them that I'm the one who said this or that. So it's harder to point out the things they do wrong, so a lot of things are just going wrong now. It's just... That's one thing I keep having to tell them. Like, if they actually listened to what I said you would never know a single fucking thing that happened in this building. But yeah, he doesn't seem to understand that he has the power to fire them. Therefore, they have a reason to fear him. They have no reason to fear me. And there are also times when he uses my name for something that entirely him. Like they'll use they'll use something that like, oh, Nathan would like you to use this one that's already fucked up so that you don't ruin the good ones. And I'm like, don't be telling them that I said that. I'd rather you throw that piece of trash away. You're the one who doesn't want them to fuck up the good one when you've already got this fucked up one. Okay? That's you. You've been telling people that since before I got this job. Stop telling them it's my idea. I've got enough to complain about without you telling them that I'm the one who wants them to do this useless bullshit. Anyways, so there was a guy who came in, and when I first started this job, when that door opened, people would jump and they'd run for it. And they would be greeting, hi, welcome to Restaurant Gwendolyn, how may I help you? Would you like to see the menu? Would you like to make a reservation? Blah, blah, blah. And then this woman comes in, we got 5 servers in the room. They all look up, and then they just go back to what they were doing. 4 of them are just sitting at the bar like they're eating family meal, which, hey, I get it. You got food in front of you, you want to eat it, but customer walks in the door, it's kind of your job. And you see no one else is doing it. At least one person should be able to jump up and say hi. She stood there for a few minutes, and then eventually she was like, can someone help me? I came here for blah, blah, and blah, blah. And then they were like, yeah, okay. And then they just got the manager, let her deal with it. And then about 10 minutes later, a black guy comes in. He's on his phone, he's staring at his phone, but he's wearing a nice suit, really good suit. And, no one says anything. They all look at him, and then they all just go back to their thing. There's one person in the room actually working. He's polishing glass and silverware, getting tables set up. The other 4 just sitting over there eating, just acting like they don't even see nothing. And the guy, I don't hear the whole conversation. He starts with you got duck? And the guy, and our server, he's like, duck goose. And the guy just looks at him like, he's like, nah, I'm kidding, we got duck. And I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't. I didn't think there would be a problem. I mean, they're supposed to be professionals who have been in this thing. But next thing I know, somehow the conversation has devolved into something where the guy keeps trying to ask questions, and our server is basically politely brushing him off. Because, I hear him on twice in a row, the guy asks, can I make a reservation? And the server says, nah, you don't really need a reservation. We open at 5:30. You can just come in. I mean, our owner at points in time has chastised people, hour-long lectures about how, the customer is always right. And, you don't, no matter how polite you are, you never say no. You always accommodate them to the best of your abilities. And basically, he's brushing the guy off. I mean, if someone asks for a reservation, you're supposed to ask them for a date and time. That's the first thing you do. You don't say, nah, you don't need one. You ask them, for today or something later this week. And then, is there a specific time you would like? Do you have any allergies? There's a whole list of things they're supposed to ask. You are never supposed to say, nah, you don't need one. And, it's looking a little tense. The manager, she actually, gives me a look and I'm like, bitch, please. First of all, our server is wrong. Pure and simple. Second of all, I can't help but notice that, there are very few black people who eat in this restaurant. And while I'd like to believe that that's not the case, it's hard for me to ignore the possibility that might have had something to do with this. And yes, the guy was being kind of a douche. But that being said, so are half of our customers. That's just something you should be used to dealing with by this point in time. Because most of these people have years of restaurant experience. I feel like no matter how badly the customer is behaving, you definitely could have handled it better. And also, like, there's a little racism in the fact that, oh, you want the big black guy to go handle this dude. Nah, that ain't happening. I ain't doing it. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I mean, I can handle myself in a fight, but honestly, our server, if it went to blows, he deserves to get his ass kicked in this situation. So, I'm thankfully the guy ended up just getting frustrated and leaving, and we lost a potential customer. But I don't care. It hurts the restaurant. It doesn't hurt me. I just kept sweeping, trying to ignore it like it didn't matter. But it just keeps bothering me because it's another example of how the overall quality of our restaurant has just been steadily going down since I started that job. And there are times when it feels like I'm the only one who's actually trying. Yeah. I set my AC on a timer. That's something recently that it's always been there, but I just never thought to use it. You have to do it in half-hour increments. You can set it for up to 24 hours. So you can set it so that it turns on 24 hours later or it turns off after an hour. I wish I had known this in the past because there have been times when I left for school or work and forgot to turn it off. And so it was just blowing for 12 hours or something. Or like had it on when I went to sleep. Because usually at night it doesn't get above 70. I mean, it usually drops below at some point in time. So yeah, if I had known about that before, could have saved me a little bit of money here and there. But yeah, before I put this video up, I set it on a timer. Then I took off my socks and shoes, set up the tripod and stuff. It's a 30-minute timer, so I'm guessing this video is about, what, 22 minutes right now, maybe? Maybe 25, 28? It's not turning on, so it's less than 30. Yeah, I'm gonna... Fuck! I completely forgot. Well, it's not a huge deal. There were some hot dog buns that I was going to steal from work. It's just like a bag of H-E-B hot dog buns. No big deal, but I was like, damn it, how come I always forget something? Like, I literally cannot leave any room without forgetting something that I went in there to do. So if I only went in there to do one thing, I will forget that thing. And anyways, whatever. Fuck it, it's going to be a long weekend, and I'm going to try my best to enjoy as much of it as I can. Now, I might get some fast food. I know I shouldn't, but I might. Still not on, huh? Alright, well, what's my outro? I can't remember what my outro is for this channel. So I'm going to use my outro for the sports channel. Well, this has been Nathan Nile Official. I'm Nathan Nile, and until the next time you see me in a video, have a great week, month, year, whatever it is.